Walt Disney World Resort is supposed to be a fantastic, happy place for happy families, the vacation kingdom of the world, a place where people go to have a good time and make memories. However, for those who are working for the military, for our veterans, even for families who have lost one in the active service, when they go to Walt Disney World and stay at the Shades of Green Resort, they are losing a perk that they have had for decades. And folks, it's just not right, and we're going to shine a light on this situation right now. All right, and welcome back to another wonderful day here on the WDW Pro channel. What a joy it is that you have elected to join us today. We endeavor to explain entertainment and keep you ahead of the culture curve. It's what we do each and every day here, folks. If you like content like that, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe. And when you click it, you stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. When you ding that little bell, you'll find out when we put out the latest content, 10:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, each and every day. Today, folks, we are talking about an issue that makes me a little bit miffed at the Walt Disney Company. No, it is not their situation with the box office. No, it is not race-swapping little dollies or whatever Disney's up to lately. No, instead, this has significantly more meaning behind it. And we need to talk about it. And for some of you out there, you may listen to this video and say, well, I'm not in the military, or I don't support what the military has done in the past, or perhaps you just don't care about Walt Disney World at all. But I'm here to tell you that this one I think is very important because it really speaks to what is happening with the Walt Disney Company, with Walt Disney World, and where the audience has gone. The customers have left. The place is empty. No, there are still people here. I am speaking a bit hyperbolically. But in fact, the crowd levels are incredibly diminished. You've seen that covered in other videos. You've seen that talked about on other channels. But the issue really is that perhaps it's not too dang hot, Bob. That's what CEO of the Walt Disney Company, Bob Iger, recently said in regards to why the crowd levels are low. No, the real issue, it seems to me, is that Disney has lost its way in how it treats its customers, how it treats its families, the kind of content and the kind of policy decisions that it makes. Now, luckily for the Walt Disney World Resort, they have recently been taken over essentially by the Central Florida Tourism Oversight Board. The Reedy Creek Improvement District once controlled all of the 40 square miles of Disney, essentially. Now, that governmental power that had been given to essentially the Disney Company, and then everyone looked the other way in Florida, well, that's been stripped away from the company after they stepped into highly political and divisive issues. Well, now that the Central Florida Oversight Board sits atop the Walt Disney World situation, they control, we assume at this point, the infrastructure of Walt Disney World. And this is an infrastructure issue. You see, what has happened is that military families who go to Walt Disney World, they often stay at a place called Shades of Green. And at that place, military family members are given access to a wonderful hotel that is very close to the Magic Kingdom. And not only that, but it's very close to the Polynesian Resort, where military members were recently, very recently, and for decades, able to simply walk across the road to the Polynesian, hop on the monorail, and then they had access from there to Magic Kingdom and to Epcot. But not only that, but after the Skyliner was introduced, families could hop off the monorail at Epcot, get on the Skyliner, and go to Hollywood Studios. The only theme park that was requiring a bus was Animal Kingdom. And so military members had a fantastic perk in that way. And honestly, they sort of deserve it, right? It's a nice thing to do for people who do so much for so little for our country and who have given so much. But that has changed now. And what you're watching in this video is the walkway between Shades of Green Resort for military families and the Polynesian. And the situation here is that inexplicably, families from Shades of Green can no longer walk to the Polynesian. That pathway is blocked off. And then beyond that, they have even put up signs saying that pedestrians cannot walk on the road. And this means that all of those military members, all of their families, all of those veterans, all of their families, They're stuck at shades of green unless they want to drive and pay for parking, or unless they want to wait on buses, which are not Disney transportation and which run far less often. This, to me, is just not appropriate. It's not adequate. It's not sufficient for how we should be treating our military members, especially when there's no reason for this to have happened. Now, ostensibly, the reason is that Disney says they're going to widen the road and do road work on the road that goes between Shades of Green and the Polynesian Resort. But the problem here is that this has been sitting now for months. Members can't walk on the pathway, and there's no road work happening. The most that's happened is they faded out the crosswalk. That's it. And in this time, in these months, members can't walk to the Polynesian and get on the monorail and go enjoy the theme parks with their families. Instead, there are just barricades for no reason. I don't know if Disney ran out of money. I don't know if the project has been delayed. But I'm calling out at this point to the Central Florida Tourism Oversight Board. I'm literally calling out to you guys. Listen up. If you want to put out a fantastic first step in making the residents of Florida and the nation love the fact that the Reedy Creek Improvement District is no more and that Disney no longer has governmental powers, then your first infrastructure step should be to create a pedestrian bridge to get the folks from Shades of Green Resort to the Polynesian. This is just simply, there's no reason for this. It's a travesty without a reason. There's no situation that should result in this. There's no road work. There's just barricades blocking families from fun. So, Central Florida Tourism Oversight, let's get this done. Let's build a pedestrian bridge like they have in Disney Springs. At the very least, put in a new crosswalk. Let's get this done. Let's help out our family members from the military who deserve to be treated well. Clearly, the Walt Disney World Resort and the management there, they didn't think this through well enough. But you can. And you can make a difference. And that's why we're doing this video. That's why we're shining this light on the situation. And hopefully it will help. I've watched as a number of military families have done the walk, even in spite of the barricades. They just walk through the grass. They've had enough of it. They just say, well, we've done this for decades. We'll continue to do it. And so far, I have not seen any security guards or any police officers or anybody try to stop them. And that's good, because they shouldn't, because there's no logistical reason for this to be as it is. Folks, it's a short video today, but I simply want to shine a light on this situation. I think that it is indicative of what is happening at the Walt Disney World Resort and why the crowds are gone. You've driven away a significant portion of your customer base with decisions like this, where you don't put enough care and enough thought into what's happening. You certainly, Disney, did not think about the symbolism behind what you're doing with this. I hope that changes, and I hope this video can be a very small part of it. It would definitely be an excellent PR decision on the behalf of the new district that controls Disney World to make this happen. And frankly, Disney, it would be a very wise decision on your part, a positive PR message if you came out and remedied this on your own. It should be remedied. Let's get it done. There's no negative to this. There's just positives if we fix it. It just makes families happy, and it just treats those who have done so much very, very well. Well, folks, that is the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it meaningful. Not the typical stuff we cover here. Not necessarily part of the culture war. Just a really dumb policy decision that took for granted the people who matter. And hopefully we can get that fixed. Whatever happens with Disney and all the issues around the company, military family members, they deserve to be treated well. That's the bottom line. Well, folks, if you like content like this, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, and when you click it, you stick it to the algorithm, so it is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Have you stayed at Shades of Green before? Have you used this pathway before? What do you think about the idea that for no good reason, there are barricades up blocking family members from walking across the road, and meanwhile, the road isn't being worked on? What do you think about that for months on end? And folks, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you know the line here. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
I just found out how to get WDW Pro's information. Where he gets his sources. I can't believe he uses... Wilton!
What?
We got a job to do. It's easy to hack into WDW Pro's computer.
You're kidding me. That's awesome. You know any other stuff?
Yeah, just Jonas Campbell told me.
Sweet.
Said Pro underpaid him or something.
A few minutes later.
There. Oh, awesome. Whatever. All I gotta do is hack into this thing. It's gonna be so easy.
Yeah, this isn't a hack.
Grab this picture over here.
Leave it to me.
No. Oh, Wilson.
Job done. What?
No, all we had to do was use the picture because he uses face unlock. Now we gotta go to thatparplace.com and sub to him and his team on YouTube.
Oh, well, I already did that because I'm smart.